and the bee-eaters can't risk sharing their private food store. For many animals, Pafuri has lots to offer beyond the Luvuvu. The teenage bull leaves the river to make his way through the bush, looking for companions. But he doesn't get far before his stomach distracts him. A full-grown elephant bull can weigh up to 5 tons. His dinner plate-sized feet are specially evolved to support this massive weight, with thick cushions of fatty and fibrous tissue to absorb the pressure. His trunk is the perfect tool for reaching the best leaves high in the trees. The riverside vegetation is his first snack on his day's quest for company. Pafuri has other food reserves in plenty for an elephant, including one type of tree in particular that the park is famous for. Known as fever trees, their smooth yellow-green bark is unmistakable. Early settlers found that people traveling or living near these trees contracted terrible fevers. They blamed the trees themselves for the illness, but the blame was misplaced. Fever trees favor moist areas and often grow near swamps, the favorite breeding grounds for the real culprits, malaria-carrying mosquitoes. The dense stands of picturesque tall fever trees are icons of the Pafuri. They thrive in the alluvial soils of the floodplain and are regularly inundated with water when the rivers break their banks. These serene, shady forests are a favorite feeding place for many at this time of year. A lone eland grazes quietly on the undergrowth. Not far away, a massive elephant bull disturbs the peace. He strides through the forest in a foul mood. And it soon becomes clear why. He has a handicap to his most powerful tool. It's an old injury to his trunk, possibly caused by a crocodile's jaws, but more likely, a poacher's snare. He can't fully extend it vertically to reach leaves. But like all elephants, he has the strength to bring them down to his level. Once he chooses a tree, his incredible power takes care of the rest. With the leaves at ground level, he's finally able to satisfy his agitating hunger. Having eaten his fill, he moves slowly off through the forest. Beyond the fever trees, a herd of African buffalo grazes out in the open. The grasses grow tall on the floodplain, but they're dry and tough at this time of year. This doesn't faze the buffaloes. They prioritize quantity over quality and can subsist on coarser fodder than most grazers. The herd is a moving restaurant for oxpeckers that pick away at pests and parasites. Despite the adults' impressive horns, the herd is wary of predators, for the buffaloes have youngsters with them. Eventually, they've had enough time in the open and head for the cover of Mopani thicket. These dense woodlands thrive on Pafuri's higher ground and add yet another habitat to the park. Mopani is well known for its ability to withstand dry conditions. In the heat of the day, the butterfly-like leaves fold close to reduce the surface exposed to the sun and minimize water loss from evaporation. They're also a fantastic source of protein for Pafuri's animals. But today it's a brown snake eagle that makes best use of the golden trees. It could perch up here for hours, searching its surroundings with piercing eyes for its favorite prey of snakes. When it spots one, it'll swoop down from its perch, crush the snake's spine, and swallow it head first. For now, it stretches its feathers leisurely and surveys the comings and goings below. With raptors like these around, Pafuri's smaller inhabitants must keep a careful eye out. In the woodlands nearby, a deserted termite mound is home to a pack of dwarf mongooses. As the day heats up, the adults emerge from their burrow, one by one. A communal latrine outside the entrance gives a clear scent sign that this home is taken. At less than 8 inches long, they have little defense against predators. But the family of 14 watches each other's backs. Sentries take to higher ground to get the best vantage point possible. Vigilance is key. There are pups to protect. They're the offspring of the dominant male and female, and they're around 6 weeks old. The whole pack works together to raise them. This includes the crucial tasks of babysitting and standing guard. Subordinate females help suckle the young, some without ever having been pregnant themselves. The rest of the pack heads out to scratch for prey with their long claws. In the undergrowth of the dry woodland, there's plenty of food to be had. A millipede, known locally as a shongololo, would be a juicy snack. Despite its many legs, it's a slow mover. It must make good its escape before the mongooses sniff it out. The little hunters do most of their foraging on the ground, and the millipede makes a lucky choice in climbing up a tree to safety. While the mongooses carry out their scuttling hunt, others plod slowly and steadily through the morning. An elephant mother is on the move with 2 youngsters. They've drifted from the herd to search the dry woodland for good fodder. Only the younger calf is the cow's offspring. It stays close to her for safety at all times. The whereabouts of the other calf's mother is difficult to tell, but it's a sad possibility that poachers have killed her for her tusks. The 3 must rejoin their extended family soon. There are lions in Pafuri, and protection within the herd is crucial for young elephants. Away from the Luvuvu, a few small wetlands persist. This pan formed from runoff surface water during the last rains, and there's enough here to last the dry season. It's attracted 6 big bulls. Among them is the young bull that was in the river this morning. The gathering at the water offers him some company at last. The heavyweight with the injured trunk is here too. Neither can compete with the biggest of these bachelors. He wears a tracking collar, and researchers have been following him for the last 10 years. He's now in his prime, at around 45, and has picked up scars of his own during his long life. If all goes well, he could live to around 60. The other bulls give him plenty of space at the thirst-quenching water. The bull with the wounded trunk has learned to live with his handicap. To get maximum suction, he dips his trunk into the water at an angle. This closes the wound, so he's not sucking in air. But when he sprays it into his mouth, it's a losing battle. It's the elephant equivalent of drinking through a punctured straw. With this constant impediment, his agitated state from earlier in the day is easy to understand. But nothing soothes an elephant like a trip to water. And it always involves a good splashing. A tree serves as a favorite scratching post. And a final layer of dust will protect against the hot afternoon sun. When the elephants are done, as ever, it's Pafuri's birds that make a splash. Fork-tailed drongos bathe themselves by plunging briefly into the water before flying off. It's the epitome of going for a quick dip. A small herd of impala arrives for a quick drink. They're vulnerable with their heads down at the water and move swiftly on. As the midday heat sets in, many in Pafuri seek out water. The afternoon is especially busy on the banks of the Luvuvu.